I was trying to draw a hexagon and I couldn't get it to work, but I didn't put time into it. I gave it like a day, then I quit. Too much work. Too much work that isn't fun. I'm sorry. I should clarify.
And after a day, if you don't see the result, it's you kind of lose the motivation.
Yeah, lose faith.
Yeah.
So much stuff. Oh, I work 99999.
League of Legends.
That isn't fun.
The drugs right there. After a day, if you don't see the result, it's
I actually got
you kind of lose the
an
motivation.
account right now for free, which is awesome. Yeah, lose faith. Because my boss had a lunch with a Riot dude, and he's just like, hey, I got these two $25 RP cards, and he's like, cool. And so when he got back to the office, he's just like, I don't play League, so anybody who plays League, come get these. I actually
you kind of lose the motivation. Do you have any programs that assist you in your League playing?
Not a League. Riot dude. League, I'm 100% legit. Because, I mean, anything that you can do to cheat on League is basically just like, oh, I can track the cooldowns of this enemy champion's abilities. Wow, so helpful. I mean, that's really all you got. You can auto smite, and you can have the cooldowns of enemy champions, and you can see where that person right clicked. That's about it.
So basically, you can't really cheat on League.
You can. It's just that you have to do a lot of crazy stuff because you can also get positions of projectiles on screen or whatever, and it's like, oh, that projectile is coming towards me, I'll sidestep. So you can automate a few things, but honestly, it's not worth the trouble when it's not really that hard to do.
Auto sidestep.
Sidestepping something, Jesus, that's so difficult. I don't know.
But if there's a lot going on and you have the characters automatically dodge stuff, that'd be kind of cool.
However, that can also screw you at the same time because you could dodge one thing and walk straight into another.
True. I guess you have to build an entire AI just to play.
Yeah, exactly. And also, there's logic with, well, if I sidestep here, I can avoid damage, but it could put me in a bad position that would get me killed. Because you could sidestep, and then that could trap you against a wall or something, and then you could get hooked, or I just hit my table. You could get hooked by Blitz or whatever. You play League, right?
No. I do play Minecraft, though.
Okay.
That's also true, yeah. But that's actually one of the reasons I don't actually play League. It's I had to pick one or the other. So.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. I did this one thing though. I didn't finish the script, but I'm playing on was it Mineverse public server, and they have auctions there. And I was trying to see how I can access the the chat. I want to read the chat with a Python script. And I actually ended up making a script that could read the chat, because when they do the auctions, you could type stuff into the chat to bid and buy stuff, as people auction their items and stuff. So I was actually able to read the chat because the auction happens within the chat. So it was really cool. I could detect oh, this item is being auctioned. I could check the price, and I was gonna build an automatic selling and buying system for just getting items.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, a lot of work.
A big part of that system becomes after you get reading and writing to chat down, it's just all the logic that goes with it. And I don't like the idea of writing bots simply because I don't want to write that logic. It's just so much.
Yeah. Basically, that's why I ended up stopping, because I already have all these items. I already got everything I need. It's what's the point? Maybe making some more in-game money, but I already have a ton, so what the hell? But just figuring out how to read the chat, that was kind of cool. That was the accomplishment of that project. I was doing, what the hell did I do? on Mac in the terminal, there's this application called like dtrust or something like that. So I could run my I'm using ATL launcher, and I can run an application through dtrust, and it will capture all the reads and writes, or the commands it sends to the OS. So I could actually see the chat. Like, there's a whole bunch of crap that comes up, but I can actually see like some strings that have the chat, and I could parse out the chat. How would you access like, how do you capture the output of a program?
Actually, this is what I've been doing at work for the past 2 days. So I work for a game company, and we're making a Unity game. And so what happened was there's this error where Unity will be deserializing a file, and it will expect a certain number of bytes, and it only gets less than that. And so it's like, why is this? I'm going to throw this error. And so this error usually does not matter. Nothing happens, except that on Windows Phone, it will crash. And we haven't tested it on Windows 10, so we don't know if it'll crash on Windows 10. So it's worrisome that this error might crash Windows 10, like applications, because we don't ship Windows Phone, so there's no reason to worry about Windows Phone being a problem, but Windows 10 could be an issue. And it's also an error, so just in the nature that it's an error, it should be fixed. Right. However, this error triggers deep, deep inside of Unity, so we have no real way to capture it. So to deal with that, I've been going through as many Unity functions as I can and hooking the awake calls so that I can get a log that's like, this was loaded and this was loaded, and then here's the deserialize error. So I hooked the deserialize error, I hooked all that stuff. I hooked loading from different assets files, and we've been trying to track down where exactly this bug occurs so we can fix it, because we don't want it to be a problem anymore. And what I've found has actually shown that it's most likely just Unity default stuff that gets corrupted. However, it could also be some of our things too, which is even worse, because if it's a mixture of the two, then there has to be like one source for this, because it didn't pop up one by one. They popped up all at once. So one thing caused this issue. I just threw some scissors. If one thing caused this, which it should be one thing that caused it, and it's affecting both our files and Unity's default files, then something's really screwed, and we'll have to fix that. But what I typically do to grab data is I'll hook a function, because I like hooks, they're fun to write. I'll hook a function, and then I'll grab something either off the stack or from a register, and look at it in Reclass, which is that wonderful tool you saw me browsing memory in earlier. Reclass. Come on. I have to go find this myself. Thank you. I kept typing REC and it just did not pop up. Alright. So like I'll choose an application and new class and then memory. Yay. And so I would put the whatever pointer in this right here, and it'll pop up that memory area. And then I would browse it for like strings that I could grab and print out to the console to say, hey, this happened. And so I ended up reversing a lot of structures for Unity in doing that, which was interesting. I had fun doing it. But yeah, I would say hooking to grab data that gets spit out is probably what I would have done, except that it's Java. And so, with Java, hooking is much harder. So, specifically for Minecraft, I would go with just doing a mod. Or, yeah, a mod. You could also just decompile Minecraft and edit like one file and then recompile.
Well, this is also online, so I could imagine the mods would be disabled unless everyone agreed to the mod.
I don't know if that's how Minecraft works, but no. You can modify the Minecraft jar directly, and then it won't count as a mod. Yeah. I used to play Minecraft, and I would get hacked for it. I was too lazy to write my own. I hate Java with a burning passion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Especially since I have Python. I mean, obviously Java is faster and better for some things, but it's like I don't see a point in learning it. I don't care about Android. So
if you're willing to, you can actually write Android apps in C++, but that's just, you have to compile using ARM architecture. And so I don't like Java because if you're already willing to sacrifice speed, they have improved their speed quite a bit, but it's still slower because Java runs in a virtual machine, meaning that it has a application that runs on your machine that acts as a CPU. So it's a virtual CPU for Java's bytecode in particular. Java has its own unique bytecode. I don't know why. They just do because they wanted to. Oh yeah. No, never mind. I remember why. To be platform independent, so they could have their Java executable that would be platform dependent, and then Java code would always be platform independent.
yeah, but you still need the Java VM to run on your
Yeah, you need the Java
platform.
VM,
Like, what the hell? What's the point?
The point is that somebody can take their code and give it to somebody on a different platform, and it'll run the same. So rather than having to go, oh, what platform are you on? I'll compile for that, whatever, and send it over to them. They can just send over the actual files without having to worry about dependencies for different operating systems, etc., etc.
But they still have to worry about the virtual machine, though, right? Because
the virtual machine runs independent of like anything. So it interprets the code the same way on every machine.
Like that, it interprets the code the same way, but the software that is the virtual machine is made up of software, but that software has to be able to run on every single platform. Like they have to make sure it's running fine.
Yeah, that's kind of Java's thing, because they have to do that so that people can always port their applications between.
So with that logic, you could also say something like Python is also platform independent because you have the Python interpreter.
Platform independent. Except that Python is interpreted, meaning that Python parses the file. It does not have bytecode. And the advantages of bytecode is that it's static instructions that are just read and then they execute in memory. The disadvantages of bytecode is that you have issues changing code while it's running. Python is interpreted, meaning that the Python thing goes through the code and it reads it and then it executes whatever it reads. So it's reading actual text and then interpreting that as a command, and then it does its thing. Right. So you can change the text in the middle of running and it'll change what the Python code does.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the advantages of interpreted versus compiled. However, Java is twice as slow as C, at least. Because let's assume that C runs at the speed of the CPU. Java goes through a virtual CPU, so there's no way that the virtual CPU can be faster than the actual CPU. So the minimum speed that Java can run at is twice the speed of the CPU.
Because it has to emulate
for the CPU to do something.
It first emulates its own CPU and then runs the code on top of that CPU. So
yes. So the minimum speed it can run at is twice that of twice the minimum speed it can run at is half of that of the actual CPU, because it has to go through two things. So it takes twice the time to do something. So I keep saying twice, but
half the time. No,
yeah,
it is twice the time.
It takes twice the time, so it's half the speed, and that's the minimum speed it can run at. Which, honestly, with current CPUs, isn't really an issue. However, I don't like Java also because they don't have pointers. I like pointers.
Like when I look at Java, I just see like this huge freaking multi-headed monster. Like, it's like you know.
Disgusting.
I look at C like, C looks pretty good. It looks good.
Yeah.
Very.
Java's garbage collector. I think it doesn't work well because it doesn't delete all the Java code when it runs. But yeah, I don't like garbage collectors. I don't like things cleaning up for me. I can handle my own memory. I'm an adult.
Well, if you're a newbie like me, then you're like, I could use some help. Like Python does all the garbage collecting for you.
Python's nice. I mean, if you're already willing to sacrifice speed and you want portability, just go with Python. Unless you're like, if you're doing something that needs speed, like a game, don't use Java or Python. Use something fast. If you're doing something that needs to be portable or it's like a quick script, go ahead and use Python, I would say, because one, it's easier to write in, and two, it's quicker to debug because you don't have to rebuild every time. And I think that Python is better than Java because while it's slower because it's interpreted, it's much easier to just do something real fast in and then get it over with. So it's good for like quick scripts for automation, which is awesome. And then Java is like in this weird middle ground between Python, like interpreted languages, and C and C++ and all the lower level languages. Because C and C++ aren't actually low level, they're just lower than Java and Python. Low level is like assembly, which is fun. I like it. But yeah, Java's in this weird middle ground, and it's just, I don't like it.
I'm actually hoping that I can somehow at some point combine C and Python. Like someone mentioned that Python is well, actually I think the main interpreter is written in C, but someone mentioned that Python makes a really good glue. Like you can glue all your programs or all your code together. Like if you write C, you write a program in Python, and then whatever is the bottleneck, you rewrite in C, and you have Python call C for wherever it needs the speed. Like that'd be an interesting mix.
There you go. Python.
Is that the main interpreter, right?
No, Python is C extensions for Python, is what they call it. So it supports calling C functions in Python and declaring C types. And so you can do C kind of stuff in Python code, is what I understand of it. I've never used it, but I've heard good things about it.
Let me see. Optimizing static compiler for both Python programming language. Because I'm pretty sure that this was the main interpreter for Python.
I mean, the main interpreter for Python doesn't allow you to do things like call mem copy. So I'm assuming that is.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, but that'd be a cool combo. How would you make a game like using, let's say, two languages? Can you compile, like, I know that, for example, on Windows, isn't the exe basically binary?
Yeah, exe is binary. So
would you be able to compile a Python script into an exe? I know they have programs to do that, but
you can pack it. So you could put in a character array that is all the Python code of one script, and then it would be stored inside the exe.
Would you need Python installed to run it though?
If you have the Python interpreter built in your executable, then no. So a lot of games actually do this, where they, not with Python, they do with Lua typically, because Lua is a lot easier to have your own interpreter built in. Because Python is crazy, they don't have types. And yeah. So it's much easier to interpret Lua in like a smaller executable file than it is to interpret Python. And so games will have Lua engines where they'll have the main game that does stuff, and then all the backend is written in like C++. And then they'll have Lua script loading, where it'll be like, here we write the logic for, I don't know, the HUD. Here we'll write all the HUD. So you like say, oh, draw the health bar, draw the name, draw the scorecard, whatever, in the Lua script rather than in the main game code. And that makes it easier internally for testing, because then you can just change that Lua script without having to recompile the game, so it's quicker to test. And also, you can end up packing the Lua scripts in there, and since it's just for small things like drawing the HUD, and it's not for like the big engine stuff, it has no real noticeable effect on speed. So
that's cool.
Yeah, like GTA 5 has Lua engine. It has a Lua script engine in it, built in.
I didn't even know this stuff. I'm guessing you read like the developer notes or something.
No. Somebody found Lua script functions in the import address table for GTA 5, and they were hacking it. And so now everybody uses Lua scripts to hack GTA 5.
Wow. That's cool.
And then Natural Selection 2, have you ever heard of that game?
Nope.
Oh, well, it also uses a Lua engine. And, go ahead. Sorry.
I was actually playing a Minecraft clone like a while back, and they actually built that on using Lua. Like, I was reading a little bit about it, so I'm guessing that's what they did.
That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. There are tons of games that do it. This War of Mine, Lua engine. Or it has, like, when I say Lua engine, I mean it has the C++ backend, and then it's got Lua for, like, logic of stuff. So, not big things.
Kind of jealous. I wish Python was kind of in Lua's position.
Yeah.
Because that'd be ridiculous.
The interpreter does so much heavy lifting in Python, and in Lua, the interpreter doesn't have to do as much heavy lifting for figuring out what different variables are and how to interpret them and how to do things with them. Because you just go like var name equals whatever in Python, and then in Lua, like, let me find some Lua code.
What is that called? Like strict types or something like that? Like you can't.
Yeah, Python has a loose type system, kind of. It's dynamically typed. It's actually very strong. It's dynamically typed and it's strongly dynamically typed. In that once it gets dynamically typed, it stays that type. And then there's JavaScript, which gets a lot of shit because it's weakly dynamically typed. They just have vars, and a var can change from like a string to an int for no given reason whatsoever.
Wait, in Python you could also change a string to an int, like just assign a new value, and it's only an int.
Yeah, but it's like if you take a Python type and you try to mess with it in a bad way, it won't let you. Like, I'm trying to think. So if you get input and that input is a string, and then you try to add it to an int, it'll fuck up. It'll tell you screwed up.
Right.
But
oh, right. JavaScript is like, yeah, you know, we assume that you mean
you're
like
trying
add
to
this.
add an int to a string. I'm going to let this happen.
they just do stuff like maybe the thing is they make a lot of assumptions. Like you have to kind of know what JavaScript assumes you're doing. Like Python, it's kind of like, you know, you add a string and an int, and Python doesn't really assume that you want the int to be part of the string, and it'll just give you the error. Okay, I gotcha. I think it's getting kind of late. It's 4:04 a.m. by the way.
It's 3 for me. Yeah, but Lua is just used for a lot of games. I don't know why they really do it. There are other languages that they could use, but to each their own.
All right, it's been cool.
Yeah,
Definitely learned a lot.
Cool talking. See you tomorrow on stream.
I might be on tomorrow, maybe, perhaps. If not tomorrow, probably in next day or two. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping crazy late. I just might miss it.
Well, I usually go on late, so.
See you.
All right. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Oh man. How many? Oh my God! This has been alive. This stream has been alive for 3.5 hours. That is a new record. Like before that, it was like an hour and a half, maybe. 12 people watching. Yeah, I'm about to kill this stream. Yeah, first place at 4 a.m. Well, it's been fun, guys, but it's time for me to go to bed because it's already like. Hey, Trump, where are you? How come you're still up? Oh, you're 1 hour. You're 1 hour behind, right? Anyway, time for sleep.
One, just save that as a variable. And then
I will. I want to make sure it works though. Let's see. Refresh.
You're messing me up with the lagged,
You're a
the
what?
lagged stream. I'm telling you what you're already doing, damn it.
That's what that was hard when I was watching you. I would say something and you're like, "Oh, I already did that." I know you did that. All right, let's see what it writes. Oh, I broke it. Didn't copy anything. Oh, no, that's not it. Was that it? Add text.
Background, yeah, it's console.login, right?
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, Trump.
Hey,
I'm
Trump.
just gonna be your. I'm gonna be your.
Yeah,
your
you could be. Yeah, you can read that. I always forget to read that.
I'll be the voice bot.
It's first child. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do because I only have one title. There's a main title always. That might be the easiest. Let's see. And let me add. Damn it. Boom. F5. That ugly baby. Delete that. Add some text. And boom. Font size. Yep, got it. Alright. So now we don't even have to set it as the. Just as you do. Plus new ID dot. Style. Get rid of the line. Get rid of that. Refresh. Oh, I broke it. What did I do? Oh, kill that. And let's see, we will get rid of this one and add a new one. Yay, look at that. Nice wheels, kid. Save it. Did it save it right? Let's see. Oh, it lost the text again. I gotta fix that. HTML canvas. That's why I hate plugins. I gotta debug them all the time. I should probably fix that. Voice bot answer. How many monitors? 4 hooked up. I've got a TV up above it that I don't turn on that often. This is a 1/4 of my main screen is what you're looking at right now. Let's see. We open Display Fusion. There we go. So this one is a 3840 by 2160. This one is 2560 by 1600. And then I have 2 portrait 2560, well 1440 by 2560s. And my background goes across all 3. Alright. Did I even add that to fix? Yeah, it's nice. I like monitors. I can't develop on a laptop anymore.
I can't either. Oh, that is so freaking.
It's annoying. So I can even use Tmuts with the smallest font. It's like, it's as bad as programming on this. And this is like a gigantic font for me anyway.
Yeah, I up my font as well, and then when I'm sitting here not streaming, I'm looking like, what the hell? Why is it so big?
Yeah, I'm like, dang, where are my lines? I can't see any lines. So these I broke because, let's see, I was trying to make them sortable, UI sortable handle, so they don't even have that. Did I use sortable?
Oh, that is freaky as shit.
What?
That is freaky as shit.
What'd you do?
Hold on, I'll share it with you.
No, it depends on how you use your monitors. I have a monitor for my email, a monitor for my Skype and music, and then a monitor for dev, and then a monitor for browsing and research. So it all works out. Every monitor has a purpose. They're not just there for, hey, we got a cool monitor.
Are you open up a terminal real quick and type this?
Alright. Let's see.
Oops.
I don't
You gotta add save.
that
Oh,
won't.
no, yeah.
This, this is not a Macintosh.
Oh, well, it's freaky as fuck.
Freaky as I was watching. Unicorn was doing a bunch of that.
Yeah, I was messing around with it now just because I got bored of messing with JavaScript. It is the scariest voice you've ever heard.
Sortable placeholder UID highlight helper clone. So why does that not change? Oh, I think I've like set them.
This is oddly amusing.
Why? Well, help me then. Come on, help me, help me. Let's
I'm
see.
not talking about you. I'm talking about.
Oh, you're making it say noises.
Yeah.
Is it like my Z index or something? Let's try 30,000, but I don't think that's it. But the sortable didn't work. So let's try.
It's too much. It's too much.
What'd you
There's some creepy ass voices on here.
do?
The Albert will give me nightmares. I was not expecting it.
See, I made them clickable, and it's making the sort.
All right, and so if you ever, you have a Mac, don't you?
I do.
Or no?
Yeah, I have an error.
Albert, and the
I'm turning
description
the
is,
stream
I have a frog in my throat, and that is just like the creepiest voice ever. Because all I did was I put, hello, Mr. Pantova, and it was just so creepy.
There. I'm still not getting my little hover over. And why did that not work? Let's. Oh, I'm not even in Tmux. I can't even copy this stuff. Ooh, I don't think that worked. That's not what I wanted either. Let's see. Do I have it in here? That's the only one? Do I have one in here? Oh, well, I commented it out. That would be the reason why. That's just way too long. Kid likes boobies.
How do you make a batch script on Mac?
.sh. Run it as just a bash. Do a which sh or a which bash, and put that as a pound bang. I think it's like user sbin bash or user bin bash. Put that as the first line, and then do a chmod synz5 file name when you're outside of file name. Which bash? Bin bash. So vim text.bash or sh, and then do bang vim dash echo hello.
I'm gonna do the dorkiest thing possible with all the movies where you see when you log in. I'm gonna add it to the shell login where it logs in and it's gonna greet me with that voice. It's gonna be amazing.
I am using 8.1 with a start button. It's way down. This is like a small subsection of my screen.
I'm still waiting for my damn Windows 10 upgrade.
I'm gonna wait.
Well, I have another hard drive ready for it. I want the files.
Just want to try it.
And it's still not. Oh shit! It's downloading. I just clicked it.
What'd you click?
I've been checking the little Windows icon in the tray. It says it's downloading.
There you go. Alright, so I got the other part fixed. Fix sortable. Move it down.
Only pain in the ass is I need to go buy an external hard drive tomorrow. I should have done that while I was at Best Buy today.
Did I get it? I did not get it. See that?
What are you trying to do?
It's trying to make this transparency resizable. I have the little UI widget, but it's not getting it.
Started console.logging.
Are you liking Windows 10, Trump? I had downloaded a beta a long time ago, and it didn't have anything. It was like an old beta with BizSpark.
I've read a lot about it. I didn't get the beta, but I like the fact that they're going to go back to the Windows start bar.
Yeah, and like Stardock, the company has Windows 10 start button even modified.
I have Windows 8.1, and there was supposed to be a quirks mode where you could do that, but I like all the features moving to the old desktop version, which I think will be better for them.
I think so.
Which is their mantra anyway, every other OS. Let's try something, then let's do it right.
Yeah. See what everybody else hates it. Alright, we'll change it then. Let's see. So that is called...
I'm actually surprised I didn't start trying to emulate, like Mac and stuff, have the stuff at the top, and it actually probably would have been pretty cool.
You can move the taskbar.
Well, I know you can move it, but I'm saying like overall, just try to emulate that way. Because the workflow on the Mac, I'm loving it.
Yeah. I don't know. I get used to the Mac and then I hate it again. Every time I get used to it.
The El Capitan, do not upgrade to it.
No?
I put the beta on my Mac and it will screw everything up of your dev tools.
Oh man, forget it then.
Yeah, and I was talking to a guy. Luckily I only did it on the Mac, but on my laptop, which I barely use anymore. But one of my buddies today was talking to me about it, and he said, for me, I barely noticed it, but him, everything was messed up. And he doesn't have a backup, so...
Oh man, that would suck.
Yeah.
So it's not there. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Resizable, bar resizable. Resize handles all container image within that. Do I not call bar resizable? I guess not. Let's find out. Bar resize. I don't call it. So that would be why the resize goes away, I'm guessing. Let's find out. Let's see. So it's just trans resizable handles all. Trans resizable. Is that how you spell it? Nope. Let's see. Resizable. Resizable. Handles all. It's like, why is that not red? closing quotes. And containment photo container image. That's right. Let's see if I get it. Oh, nope, I didn't get it. Why are you not resizing? UI resizable. Let's see. Let's say it's the index. Do I have a max or anything set? See anything I'm doing wrong? Come on, I backdrove your code. You can backseat drive mine.
Sorry, I'm still messing with voice.
You make it. My computer talks, dude. I'm serious. It's like 1989 all over again.
You know what? I still find it amusing. Alright, what's the issue now?
Bar resizable.
Where's
I want to
the
make
plugin for it?
this resizable. More.
The text or the
The
background bar?
background, the transparency.
So,
Get rid of these.
it is resizable. What's that little thing at the bottom?
I know. You would think so, huh? Except when I click it and move, it doesn't go anywhere.
Do this real quick.
Mhm.
Let's make sure it's firing. So in the console,
yeah.
select it again, the actual little button, whatever the little button is labeled.
That one?
Yeah.
What about
What's it called?
UI resizable handle?
Okay, grab that.
Alright.
Alright, now go back to console. We're gonna do this shit in steps. That's my best way of troubleshooting. Alright, select it in console, the jQuery selector.
Oh, I'm like, I already did.
Well,
I know you're lagging. That's why I was like, yeah.
Alright, do on.
Click.
No, on mouse down. And pass it in on this function. And I'm just barely seeing the click, so.
I'll do that. I'm not even gonna make it. Let's see. Close it right. Let's say. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. Yep.
So is it hitting?
Yep.
Okay, so now let's, instead of console.log, let's just try to change the width of it. Just change the width of it to 100%. It might be a specificity issue as well. So just do like this dot CSS width is 100%.
This? I'm not changing the UI resizable. I'm changing trans.
Oh, okay. I don't care what you change. You know what I mean. Damn it. Oh god, you're frustrated me.
Let's just change it to 400. 400 gex. I think you. Oh, son of a! Did I just do that? Okay.
So if you're only passing one, it's comma and then the second parameter.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you do object notation.
Oh, I broke it. Let's see what I did. Oh, I know what I did.
It's not gonna do anything until you click it, but you have an error there.
There you
Missing.
go. I know. I already solved it. It changed the size.
Well,
I know. You're like 30 seconds behind, man. Catch
you
up.
can take a flying.
I should share it on Skype. That'd be better.
I'm helping, okay? I'm helping nonetheless.
You are helping, actually. So it's not a width issue because it just see that it changed.
Yeah, I just caught up with that.
I wonder if it'll do it again. No. Well, it will, but it'll just put it to the right spot. Oh, you can't even see the counter at the bottom. Can you see?
You said it's a plugin that's supposed to handle this stuff?
It's the Jquery. It's just the Jquery Resize.
Okay.
Let me try it without the handles and without the container. Let's just give it free reign. Go nuts. Boom. It's completely resizable. Ready?
So
Nope. Okay, so something it doesn't like.
So you did the. Why do you have resizable? Just it's resize. Try resize. Resize or resize? It's resize. Let me look it up.
No, I think it's resizable because it used to work before I broke it.
Oh, there is a resizable. Oh, it's the UI that you're using.
Mm-hmm. To make it pretty.
It does make it pretty.
Hey, Smunk, Simunk, Svarl, Shane's back, and Maxon. You guys do anything good?
Do the resizable, the selector.resizable,
Yeah.
and then try to console.log it. I don't think anything will come back, but let's try to console.log it, see if there's an error that pops out of it.
Where? Right here?
Just so do it again right underneath. Just
Nope,
copy and paste it into console.log. Also, I'm not saying, but they do wrap in a self-invoking function at loop global scope.
They
in the
do?
dark.
That's awesome. That'd be cool if I cared.
It could be a scope issue. You never know.
It could be, but I doubt it.
So you say you broke it, so it was working. So you added code, right?
Yeah, I added a lot of these double clicks to edit and that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it'd be safe to say that one of those events is hijacking.
Yeah, one of those events is taken
Oh,
over.
hey, that's actually a good point. Are we actually clicking that button, or are we actually hovering over one of these editable containers?
No, you can delete them all.
See, do you see
but
how that blank one shows up right there? Is
Yeah.
that for the one? Is the X above or below
It's at the bottom. It's a span at the right at the bottom. But then this one is based on the top, or based in the middle. I have to move that up, but it gets overwritten. So let's see what is in that. So if I select that, that is still the trans, but these are all in there.
Is this a page I can look at, or is it?
Yeah, if you register. If you want to register.
So that's a no.
I mean, you can, sure. It's open.
Sounds like a no.
So underscore Pete. I won't even tease Pete about anything. It is my site. Let's see. These are all the handles. Wonder if I got too many handles.
Ah, damn it! All right, can you post a link to me in Skype?
Yeah.
Unless you don't want help. If you don't want help, I won't do it.
Yeah. I don't. There you go.
Damn it! I was hoping you'd say this was gonna be private.
Oh yeah. I don't want you anywhere near it. Thanks, Pete. Yeah, it's Eric.
Why you gotta put my business out there?
I didn't dox you, yo.
Oh my god! If I have to confirm my email, I'm gonna be annoyed.
You do not have to confirm your email. That is not turned on
Okay, I'm doing my AOL account.
yet. You can use a fake one. I don't care.
Oh shit! No, because I won't remember it.
Let's see. Do I do it too many times? Let's see.